Welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. This is Seeing Stars, where we talk about New Japan, GCW, and usually Stardom if there's something going on, although we've kind of been a little hit or miss on Stardom. So I don't know. I don't think we're talking Stardom today at all. Today we're actually just talking GCW and New Japan. Let's see. We if you guys notice, we are missing Dolores today. It is just myself and Sammy Joe. Um, and we are holding down the fort. But Dolores gave us all these wonderful banners and stuff, so we're going to use all the shit she gave us. So we are going to kick off the show talking, I believe, about this show, which is GCW Say You Will, which was last Friday, I believe. It was on the 1st, if I'm not mistaken. This is really bad radio or really bad podcasting. I believe it was on the 1st. Um, and yeah, here she even look. What a wonderful person. Dolores even put it in the banner. If I was smart enough to pay attention to what was going on, you would see it right there at the very end. It was on 9/1 of this of it was on the 1st of September of this year. So just a few days ago. And let's see, the opening match was a six-way scramble. I actually watched this pay-per-view. I don't know if you watched it or not. But I did watch this pay-per-view. This match was good. I thought it was, it was all right. The scrambles are always fun. Jordan Oliver, I like Jordan Oliver a lot. Um, Braden
Yeah,
Toon is
he's no
fun.
longer the tag champ, so it's good to see him winning something.
That's true. He is no longer the tag champs. And if you see, I don't know if you can all see on there, but it says towards the end, right before Jimmy Lloyd, it says Fuego del Sol, who made his GCW debut, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen him before. I think it was his GCW debut, and all of us know him obviously from his AEW days. So he had some good spots and looked good. I don't know if he's signed with GCW. I don't know if GCW actually signs wrestlers, but to actual contracts or not. But I guess we'll see if he'll be around GCW for a while. But it looks like he's making some independent bookings. So um, then we had, which was my favorite match of the night, just because I like both guys so much. Mike Bailey versus Mance Warner. It's kind of a weird match because Mike Bailey's a pretty technical wrestler, and Mance Warner just kind of a, brawl kind of guy and whatever. But it was fun. Bailey got the win. Then we had Violence is Forever, Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo versus Bussy, say it correctly, um, which is Effie and Alley Catch. I like Violence is Forever. A lot of these guys are from MLW, or they were from MLW. Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo were also part of Team Filthy at MLW. That's where I got familiar with them. So I do like both those guys. So Violence Forever is fun, and this was a good match. I'm kind of surprised to see Bussy. I was surprised to see Bussy lose because they're the GCW stalwarts, but at the same time, Koo and Garrini are good. So I guess it kind of is what it is. Uh, and then my favorite GCW tag team of all time, Rena and Masha,
Hmm.
defeated Los Macizos. Um, this is what you expected it to be. General GCW death match. These guys laid it all out there. Los Macizos is on almost every GCW show. They're always fun. And Masha and Rena, what can be said about them that hasn't been said in the past? On this show, we love them both. And together they're amazing. So Joey Janela defeated Lash LaRue in a really good match. I thought Lash LaRue looked pretty good. I really enjoyed that match. Yeah. Then we had Bang and Matthews, August Matthews and Davey Bang defeated Alec Price and Cole Radrick. It was a good tag team match. I like Radrick and Price together. I think they're two. It's a Frankenstein team, but they have good chemistry, and it's not the first time I've seen them together. So again, the outsiders one here, Matthews and August are not your regular GCW guys, so I was a little surprised, but that seemed to be a little bit of the theme here. And
I would say out of all these guys, Alec is probably my favorite.
yeah, yeah, that's fair to say. The Northwest Assassin, I think is what he calls himself. Yeah, I like Alec Price. I think his future is bright. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see if he makes it, into a bigger promotion or more mainstream somewhere. He's really thin and very skinny. I don't know, like really skinny. I don't know how short or tall he is, but he's got to put
Mm-mm.
some meat on his bones before he wrestles some of those bigger guys for sure. I would think. I mean, but who knows? I think he's still pretty young. I'd have to check that out. But then we had Blake Christian defending his title against Francesco Akira, which was a really strong match. Blake Christian's been a solid champion. I like Francesco Akira.
Oh
Good solid
yeah.
wrestler. Both these guys can really go. So high pace, lots of action, lots of fun. And Blake Christian's a really good heel. So let's see. Tony Deppen defeated Gringo Loco, which makes my heart sad. Just
Mm-hmm.
a huge Gringo Loco fan. At the same time, that's not to say I don't like Tony Deppen because I do. And these two can both again really wrestle. This is a really good match. I enjoyed it a lot. I like both these guys, so that was fun. Uh,
So is Tony Deppen heel or babyface?
right? I don't know. I think he's a tweener. I don't know. He's like a he definitely has a nasty disposition and attitude. So like he's more towards a heel, but I don't know. And Gringo Loco's I think I think in this situation he's the heel because Loco tends to be kind of more of a face type character, a little bit more upbeat, a little more get the fans involved and a more kind of gregarious fun guy. So I think he tends to be the face, but he also seems to be on Gringo Loco, seems to be on a lot of heel teams when they split up GCW into tag teams. So I don't, maybe GCW thinks of him as a heel. I don't know. I'm a little unsure. Then we had a weird match. Colt Cabana and Swoggle defeated John Wayne Murdoch and Tony Deppen. Um, yeah, not much to be said about that.
I
Uh,
love Colt Cabana.
yeah, yeah, I do too. Um, yeah, I mean, Swoggle. We all know him. John Wayne Murdoch's a regular. Um, this didn't happen like this because Tony Deppen didn't wrestle two matches in a row. I'm trying to remember now how the card was broken down because I don't think he wrestled. I don't remember him wrestling two matches in a row. So I think the one had to come a couple matches. There had to be some matches in between, but for whatever reason here, the banners I messed them up and probably put them in the wrong order. So, and then we had the main event, which was El Hijo de Vikingo versus Nick Gage. Um, Again, this is really a contrast in styles, right? I mean, the two of these guys couldn't be more polar opposite, really, in wrestling styles. Well, El Hijo de Vikingo is a wrestler, and Nick Cage is a fighter. Like, there's not much of a wrestler in Nick Cage. I mean, he's a sports entertainer, but as far as a wrestler goes, there's nothing technical or wrestling moves about Nick Cage. I'm sure he can do them if he wants to. He just chooses not to. He's just
Yeah,
more of an all-out brawler that'll just come in and punch you and kick you and that kind of stuff. So, and
which
Vikingo's
works for him.
probably yeah, Vikingo right now is probably the most innovative offensive wrestler, the most innovative wrestler that I've seen on the planet at the moment. I mean, every time you see him, he does something new.
There
So
is a debate that he is the best in the world. I mean, personally, I'd say it's Will Ospreay, but there is a debate there that it is Vikingo.
yeah, it depends on, that's the one thing I love about wrestling is that it's subjective. So, it's really about who you like at the same time, and there's no definitive answer. Those debates are great to have because there's no definitive answer. I hate it when people get all pissy about it and take their ball and walk away because you don't agree with their statement, or their guy. But like, that's the joy of it is that we all have our own opinions. So yeah, I'm a huge Vikingo
No,
fan. I mean, there's a lot of guys that don't like flippy wrestlers. So Daniel Bryan is much more. If you're not a flippy wrestler guy, Daniel Bryan or Will Ospreay is probably your guy. Although Will Ospreay can be flippy at times, but Daniel Bryan's really, if you're a mat wrestler, technical guy, that's your goat, right? I mean, that's your number one probably in the world right now. I mean, at least in my opinion. And then you got Will Ospreay is a totally different kind of wrestler. I think he's kind of a hybrid of both Vikingo and Danielson to a certain extent. He does a lot more flying around, but he's got a lot more ground-based offense too.
the guy from Fightful, he was talking the other day about that, how like people are just so against debate. Like even if you say a fact, like people get up in arms about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Like
Kurt
I don't,
Angle,
but
Kurt Angle had said that WWE is the billion-dollar company, so for money, that's the place to go. And
right,
all he did was respond, "Chad Khan is worth $12 billion,"
yeah,
and that just had everybody on X up in arms about
yeah.
it. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
It's a fact. The guy is worth $12 billion.
and the thing that kills me is that people try to bully other people with their opinions. It's like my opinion's better than yours. I watch more wrestling than you. I can talk louder than you. I have a bigger platform than you. So like my opinion is right and yours is wrong. Dude, they're both fucking opinions. It's completely subjective, dude. Like we can watch the same match and think completely opposite things. Doesn't make you smarter
True.
than me. Doesn't make you anything better than me just because we have different opinions. And people are like, I can't believe you have that fucking opinion. Unfucking real. You're a moron for having that opinion. It's like, dude, it's an opinion, bro. Like you don't have to agree with it, but I'm entitled to have it, and I'm not stupid for having it. Like just like you're not stupid for having your opinion. We obviously disagree on this thing. You're giving something 5 stars. I'm giving it 2 stars. I'm not shitting on your 5 star review. Why are you shitting on my 2 star review? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't get it.
Occasionally, there's a match that I like that other people are like railing against online, but
Yeah.
that is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, even us here at Workhorse Wrestling Network, we all have varying opinions.
Oh yeah, and they
Well,
vary a lot for sure.
aside from Punk, we pretty
Yeah,
well agree on Punk.
we pretty well agree on. It is amazing how often the five of us do agree on some things, and then how often we don't on others. It's not a surprise we don't because you figure with 5 people, especially coming from all sorts of different places and contrasting styles and lifestyles and walks of life and all that stuff. That like obviously we're going to have contrasting opinions, but it always surprises me when we're unanimous on stuff too. So. All right, so moving right along, then we had Effie's Big Gay Brunch, which I'm not going to lie to the people on this that are listening to this. I didn't actually watch this show, so we're just going to probably shoot through the results pretty quick. I wanted to watch it, just time gets away from me, and before you know it, it is what it is. But it was on Sunday, the 2nd of September. Ashton Starr defeated Alex Mays and Finesse. I guess that's how you're going to pronounce that, Finesse. It appears as probably like a triple threat match, um, or maybe it was a 2-on-1. I'm not sure. Then we had the Twink Gauntlet match. Oh, I love the name of that. Baby Bop, Jimmy Lloyd defeated Count Noctis and Don't Die Miles, and Pero and Ron Bass. So yeah, okay, Gauntlet match. So it must have been one right after the other. So you face one and then you pin them.
Max
Or you
Caster's kink match.
there you go. Uh, Lufisto defeated Dark Sheik and Kid Bandit. I do like Lufisto, so I'm happy to see they won.
I figured Dark Sheik was winning that.
Yeah. The Midwest, Joey Mayberry, Mateo Valentine, Moondog Murray, and Shelly Benson with Jillian defeated the East Coast, Angelo Carter, Quasi Asante, Logan Black, and Sazzy Bootwright. I'm not familiar with any of those
Boatwright.
people.
Boatwright is an actual last name.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are you familiar with any of these wrestlers? I don't think I know any of them.
I think I've seen Angelo Carter before,
Okay.
but that's it.
Let's see. Then we had Hardcore Falls Count Anywhere match. Sawyer Wreck defeated Billy Dixon. I do know Sawyer Wreck and I like her. So I'm not familiar with Billy Dixon. Then we had Pimpinella Escarletta and Sonny Kiss defeated.
That's not their name.
Okay.
It's not
What is their name?
Pimpinella. It's
What is it?
Pimpin' L.A.
Is it really?
That
Are you being serious?
Dolores told me it's
Okay. Pimpin' LA, Escarlata, and Sonny Kiss defeats Bussy again. So Effie lost on his own show, lost 2 days in a row, and lost on his own show. I guess it is what it is. That seems to be that was the main event of this show. Um, so then we will jump into. Oh no! Shoot! Don't do that! No! 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 Okay, where did it go? Hold on, I messed things up here. These banners drive me crazy because if you touch them and move them at all, they move like all of a sudden they're all over the board. So okay, so that brings us to the end of Effie's Big Gay Brunch and brings us to a preview of Crushed Up, which Loris gave us a nice little banner for. And I will tell you guys, although you won't be seeing this until Tuesday, so it'll be a little late. We will be on tomorrow, Sunday, the 10th on True Heel Heat Twitch for GCW Crushed Up. And we will go through the card here real quick. That's a little odd to say that. Yeah. The
Where are
card
they
for that,
coming up with these names?
right? Crushed Up. And they do so many shows so often that, like, they have to. It's like, fuck, we've gone to the well so many times. Like, what do we do? What do we call this next show? Like, I have a hard time coming up with in my head for like 3 or 4 pay-per-views, let alone like 2 or 3 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I don't know. At some point, I'd just be calling them GCW House Show 1, 2, 3. I don't know, something stupid like that. I don't know. But this is GCW Crushed Up. It is tomorrow, the 10th of September. We will be doing a watch along on True Heel Heat Twitch Gaming. So hopefully you joined us for that. By the time you're seeing this, it will have been over. But the on that card we have Jacob Fatu versus Mance Warner, which is interesting. I haven't seen Jacob Fatu in a GCW ring, so I'm interested to see that. I don't have any reason to think that they shouldn't have an amazing match. Both guys are good wrestlers, and I love them both in MLW. So I'm excited for that one.
Is there a show called Slamboree? Because if there's not, GCW should take that name,
Right.
Slamboree.
I'm sure there is somewhere. I'm sure somebody's used that name at some point. It sounds like something I feel like I've heard before, but maybe not. Maybe it
Well,
just
it's a play on
sounds like
Jamboree.
right. But I'm just saying it sounds like I feel like some wrestling company would have already come across that, but maybe not. Maybe I'm. Let's see. Then we have Blake Christian and Deathmatch Royalty Matt Cardona and Steph DeLander versus a mystery opponent Akira and Masha Slamovich. I don't know who that mystery opponent will be. I wonder if it'll be Rina Yamashita. That would be awesome if it is. I don't know. Maybe not. But it could be
But
Killer Kelly. Go ahead.
I mean, it could be MDK for all we know.
Oh yeah, yeah. It could. It could be anybody. So yeah, I mean it's kind of hard
Uh,
to call without knowing obviously who it is.
yeah, very
To
true.
know who's going to win, but probably. I mean, I hate picking against Monster, but Blake Christian and Matt Cardona and Steph Lander probably win. I don't know.
Hmm
Then it looks like
Blake
we've
Christian
got
gets a lot of wins.
he does get a lot of wins. Well, and he's the champ right now, right? So he's on a big push. They don't want him to lose. So then we have your boy Alec Price and Cole Radrick versus Bussy versus Los Mosisos versus Wasted Youth Dylan McKay and Marcus Mathers. This is it must be a tornado. I don't know if it's a tornado or just a fatal 4-way tag match. Um, but
I
it
assume
should be
Bussy's
fun.
picking up the win here.
I would hope so. They lost 2 times last week, so they've got to win
Yeah, I
something.
yeah because they lost 2 times last week. I assume that they're going to be picking up the win here.
Yeah, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if Alec Price and Cole Radrick got the win. Um, then we have Bang and Matthews versus the East West Express. So I'm obviously going with the East West Express. They're my boys. I like Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne. So, uh, and anybody that goes by the name Bang, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm here for that. So feels like a
Well,
little low hanging fruit. I don't know.
it's cool. Nick Wayne still makes the time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's not big time in GCW yet. I'm all elite. I don't have time for you now. Let's see. Then we have Joey Janela versus Alex Coughlin. Wow, that should be a hell of a match.
Yep,
Actually,
should be.
I like War or no, I like Alex Coughlin. I was gonna say War Ready, but that's Gabe Kidd. But I like Alex Coughlin, so
Hmm
that should be a fun match. And Joey Janela always delivers. I don't know. Joey lost to Lash LaRue on Say You Will or You Say You Will, so probably get the win here. I don't know. Coughlin's the outsider. I don't know. What do you think? Who do you think gets a win? Ooh,
Joey Janela loses a lot.
he does. He does. So it won't be well unless she's doing double duty. It won't be Killer Kelly as Masha and Akira's partner because she's wrestling Maki Ito, which would be an interesting match. Killer Kelly's kind of big and strong and tough, and Maki Ito's a lot smaller, so there's gonna be a
Yeah,
size differential
GCW is
there.
hot on Maki Ito.
They are, they are, which is good. I mean, I like to see that. Now, is she okay? So educate me a little bit. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but I'm hoping you know. The whole excursion thing, is that simply just a male wrestler thing, or is it both female and males do it? Is Maki Ito currently on excursion? Is that why she's spending so much time over here? Is she just now over here and likes it over here more? What's the deal?
I I don't really know because like all right, other people from TJPW like you have Riho, but like she actually signed a contract with AEW and was their first champion and everything else. So is that excursion even though like she like now she's like when was the last time we saw Riho? Half a year ago? Like
Right. Yeah.
so I don't think excursion is a thing. I don't think it is.
Okay.
Like
Just for the women
usually,
wrestlers, or is it just? I mean, because it seems like all the male, at least all the male New
oh yeah, the
Japan
male.
wrestlers go
Like
on
it's a
excursion.
requirement for the males. Like you either go to the UK, you go to Mexico, or you go to the US. You go
Right.
somewhere and you have matches there for like years, and then
Right.
you come back.
Sure.
But
But
like for the women, I don't think that's a thing.
which
Like
I mean,
I
to be fair, New Japan really hasn't had a whole lot of women in their history, right? I mean, they're not. It's not like they have a women's division per se.
well, Maki
Even
Ito's
I'm.
not New Japan.
Oh, there's that too. There's also that as well. So I guess the excursion thing is kind of exclusive to New Japan as one of their formatting type things. I guess I don't. So the excursion happens when
I
you're.
wouldn't say so because like Kenta.
Yeah, he was Noah
Kenta
first,
was
or
in the
Dragon
States
Gate.
for a lot of stuff. He's from Noah. He was
Noah,
from Noah.
right,
And he joined New Japan in what was it, 2019? 2019, yeah.
right. After being all over the place,
All over the place.
right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the whole thing is kind of interesting. So it's not just a New Japan thing, but it is something they require. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy. I mean, I'm glad to see Makito back to what we were talking about. Glad to see Makito
I,
getting the push. I like seeing her on my TV. I think she's fun.
I guess it's one of those things of, you can ask men to go overseas to fight, but you can't really ask women to do it if they don't want to.
I guess that makes sense. Then we have Tony Deppen versus Francesco Akira. Should be a really good match. Both guys can really wrestle again. Tony Deppen got the win at Say You Will against I forget who it was against now. We just talked about it earlier in the show. My memory's terrible.
Akira?
But no, it wasn't against Akira. It was against somebody
Hmm.
else. But this should be a good match. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably go with Deppen here. They seem to be giving Deppen wins, so I don't know. What do you think?
Well, Deppen came back from the injury or whatever it was,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
so
he's yeah.
so yeah, he's on a bit of a hot streak.
Oh yeah,
I
he
mean, he had
defeated
won all
Gringo
of his
Loco.
matches. So. Yeah, he
He
defeated
beat
Gringo Loco.
he defeated Gringo Loco at Say You Will. So maybe he's taking a loss here. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he's getting a push, so maybe I'll get back wins. I'd probably go with Deppen here, even though I like Akira. I like them both. I like both these guys probably equally, honestly, when it really boils down to it. This next match has my guy in it. I'm a huge Richard Holiday fan. I'm glad to see him back. He beat cancer, and so he's back, full recovery. Charles Mason, I'm not a big fan of. I think
No,
it's, so I hope Richard Holiday gets the win here. And I'd like to see Richard Holiday. I'm glad to see him in GCW. I'd like to see him. I'd love to see him and Max. Well, they had Hammerstone too. Hammerstone was kind of the odd man out, but him and Max, or him and MJF in MLW, they were the dynasty and they were fucking amazing. I'd love to see Richard Holiday in AEW with MJF again as the dynasty, but I don't know if we'll ever see that. So
so Charles Mason can do some diabolical heel shit,
yes,
and what
yes.
should be a good match with a nice feel good moment with Richard Holiday winning could be the complete and utter opposite.
It definitely could be. It could be. Yeah, Charles Mason could do some really foul shit. So then we have an interesting matchup for me: Mike Bailey versus Rina Yamashita. That's an interesting intergender match.
I'd be
I don't.
surprised if this is not match of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I haven't seen Mike Bailey do a whole lot of what I would call death matches, where really that's all you see from Rina. So I assume that this will be it. death match, but I don't know for sure. But either way, it should be fun. I like both. I love Mike Bailey and I love Rena, so should be fun nonetheless. So that is the end of our GCW segment of the show. That previews tomorrow's show. That
Yeah, well, if
again,
that match is the main event, I'm assuming it is a death match. It's
I
just,
would think
yeah,
so. I would think
Mike
so.
Bailey, you don't really think death match when you think Mike Bailey.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. So we're going to switch gears and talk about Road to Destruction, which has like 8,000 days leading up to the two pay per views. Well, I guess one pay per view is in the middle and then one pay per view is at the end. So, but it started yesterday on the 8th. And so we have those results for you guys. We did review last week's Seeing Stars. We previewed the matches for the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. So we won't talk about the 10th and the 11th, but we'll give you the results for the 8th and the 9th, yesterday's show and this morning's show. So for yesterday's show on the 8th, we had just five guys, Doki and Kanemaru, defeat Taguchi and Yo. You want to read some names?
I can. I
I watched
guess
this
that's
match.
natural.
I watched this match. I watched this show actually, and I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was good. I like these guys. I like just five guys. Doki's one of my favorites. Or Doki. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm pronouncing it Doki. He's one of my favorites at the moment. So I really enjoy. I really enjoyed that match. I thought it was fun. Then we had
Strong
uh,
style. Despy, Suzuki, and Rin versus Hanma. Oh wait, no, and Hanma defeat Master Wado, Oscar Lyobe, Shota Umino, and Yuji Nagata.
yeah, this was a good match. I mean, I'm gonna say it. I say it all the time that when you get 6+ men in the ring and it's chaotic, it's hard to follow. And this is one of those. New Japan loves to do these 8, 10 man matches, or 8 man, 10 man matches where it's really hard to follow sometimes. But I like all these guys in this match, so it was fun. Suzuki's always fun. Ren Narita is one of my
Mhm.
favorites. I'm not a huge Honma fan. Um, Oscar, I've said it before on here. Oscar really reminds me of Walter a lot, or Gunther, just in their stature and the way that they wrestle and their style build. Obviously, we're huge Shuda fans here, and the God is always fun. So I enjoyed this match a lot. I wasn't surprised that Strong Style got the win. I kind of assumed that they would get the win here. I'm always happy to see Despy get a win. So then we had
Uh,
TMDK. Oh, go ahead.
Bad Dude Tito, Mikey Nichols, and Shane Haste defeat Chaos, Hiroki Goto, Toru Yano, and Yoshihashi.
It wouldn't be a Workhorse Wrestling Network show with Sammy and ALW if it wasn't chaotic and then off the rails. So bear with us, but
Well,
we will.
speaking of chaos, chaos is on the screen.
That's true. So TMDK got the win here. This was a good match. I was disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I like TMDK, but I'm a big Goto fan. And I'm a big Yano fan. So it's kind of. I mean, I was rooting for Chaos, but it kind of is what it is. I don't really have a vested interest one way or the other. Then we had, because Chaos is so huge, we had
Another
to.
faction match.
Right?
You got this one?
Yeah, I can tell. We had Okada and Ishii with Tanahashi and Nakashima of Chaos versus Tenkoji, which is Tenzin and Kojima, with Tiger Mask and Togi Makabe. This was a no contest. I'm trying to remember why the match ended in no contest. I watched this show and I watched this match, but I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the reason why it ended in no contest. So I apologize for that. That's not very good reviewing. But I did enjoy the match again. Like I said before, once you get these many guys in the ring, you do have an issue with so much going on, and it's hard to keep track of what's going on.
Hmm.
Everyone's fighting ringside, all that stuff. So it's a bit of a clusterfuck. But when you've got Okada and Ishii and Tanahashi, you can't go wrong. Those guys are always. And I like Kojima. And you know,
It's weird saying clusterfuck and not talking about GCW.
yes. Well, there is that. Usually it is GCW that takes that that gets that title. or that gets that adjective used when talking about it.
It can
Then we
also be a
had
verb.
yes, there you go. Lij, uh, Takahashi, Shingo Naito and Yota Tsuji defeated the
Defeat
United
United
Empire.
Empire, Colin Newman, Great O'Khan, Hinare, and Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to these two, really, I, I'm not. I like Jeff Cobb a lot. I'm a huge Will Ospreay fan. That's really it for me for United Empire. Otherwise, I could take him or leave him. Lij, I absolutely love Lij. I'm a huge Shingo fan. Naito's my guy. I'm very happy to go to Suji's with them. Um, and
Yeah,
I like Bushi. I like all the other guys. I mean, I miss Sonata and Evil being with them, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, they've picked up Shingo since then, so I like that. And yeah, I'm a huge Lij fan. So
I think
uh,
Lij is the most solid faction in New Japan, personally.
yeah, I mean, I could probably agree with that. I think it's easier. I think when you get too many guys like Chaos has, when you have like 20 guys, it feels like it's harder to keep track of and keep tight. Like, when you only have 5, 6 guys or 7 guys, it feels easier to be a more tight knit group and to stay more on. I think that's part of the problem that Bullet Club's obviously had is that, it's gone from whatever it was to like 500 members and with a group in every promotion everywhere, and no one knows who the actual definitive leader is. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. I mean, I guess everyone still kind of knows it's Jay White, I suppose, but I mean, David Finlay is, for all intents and purposes, in New Japan, the leader of Bullet Club, but he's really only leading the War Dogs and Kenta, right? Like, Jay White is still kind of the leader of all the other isolated members of Bullet Club that aren't there all the time or aren't in New Japan. So, I don't know. I think the more
Um,
members you get, the harder it is to. So, I think that's why LIJ is so up there.
I mean, the leader of Bullet Club is Gato.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
also the booker of the show.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's a fair statement to say. Uh, then we
But the other
had,
booker for the show is Rocky, and he's in Chaos. So
yeah, I guess it's weird to have your bookers as members of factions on the show, as long as, but again, as long as they're not getting the Jeff Jarrett treatment where they're getting booked into the title and holding the title all the time, then it is what it is. As long as you're booking decently still, and you're not overpowering yourself, then I don't have a real
I,
problem
I
with it.
I mean, let's be real. They probably like whenever they're in a match, like don't they always lose the match?
Yeah, yeah,
That's a
that's
good
true.
booker right there. Like I'll put myself in this match, but like I gotta put you over.
Yeah,
I
yeah, and
can't have myself win.
Gato doesn't really wrestle at all. I mean, he just does little cameo spots here and there. I mean, I guess every
Hmm.
once in a while he
Hit
does,
somebody
but
with a kendo stick.
right. Rocky actually wrestles, but yeah, I mean, he's been taking a lot of L's, and he's definitely not
Like
like, oh,
even when Rocky goes to other companies, he's there to take L's.
yeah. I mean, you would never think that of Rocky as like, oh shit, he's the booker if you didn't know, because like he's never booked strong, so it's not like you would ever think that. But I guess that's the way it should be. So then we had the New Japan World Television Title match. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Oiwa with who was with Kaio Kiyomiya. That was a good match. I like Zack Sabre Jr. a lot. I'm a huge Zack Sabre Jr. fan. So anyone
I
here,
would have rather have seen Kiyomiya in the match.
I agree. I agree with that. But I guess it's Oiwa. He was a good wrestler too, but he's definitely not Kiyomiya. And then we had the main event, which was mine and Sammy Joe's boy, Evil, House of Torture,
Yeah.
Evil and Joe with Dick Togo, defeating just 5
Up, up,
guys.
up, 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 up. Dick to go.
Hey, Dick
Thank you,
to
Val
go.
Venus.
Defeated just 5 guys, Sonata and Tai Chi with Taka Michinoku. So yeah, I mean that main event was fun. I know everyone hates House of Torture, but I like
Yeah,
Evil.
I'll never forget that segment. I was like, what, 7 years old when that happened?
So I
Choppy,
like it.
choppy.
Choppy choppy. Yeah. So I'm here for. I like Evil, and House of Torture got the win, and that was yesterday's the opening Road to Destruction show.
Round of applause, everybody! Round of applause, everybody, for House of Torture, aka the Evil Dick Show.
The Evil Dick show. Yes, yes, yes. And then we had today's show, which I have not watched yet. I'm not going to lie. So we'll just go through the results. This is from this morning. I plan to
I
watch
will
it.
say I think it was smart going with the name House of Torture and not Evil Dick Show as their official name.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Although, yeah, Evil Dick show or, you know, Nut Punch Gang or something would be awesome. Or, I don't know. But this morning's show, let's see, it was on very early this morning, our time here in the United States. I'll probably watch it
I
later
just woke up, so you know I haven't seen it.
today. So we had Taguchi and Yo defeated Doki and Taka of Just Five Guys. We had Master Wado, Shota Umino, Honma, and Nagata defeating El Desperado, Suzuki, Narita, and Nakashima. So more about, I mean, you're going to see as we go through these that these are really just a lot of the same kind of matches with just a couple guys added here and there to make them feel a little bit different. But so you're not having deja vu. These are actually the same matches on different days. Let's see. Then we
It
had
makes it
Chaos.
makes New Japan so hard to predict, though,
It
because
does.
like if you have the same match 5 times, well, which match is gonna go which way, which week?
Exactly. And is the difference between just five guys beating um whoever it is strong style, is it really just a difference between Sonata being part of the team, so when they go from two members to three members and Sonata's a part, and so is that the one to put them over the top because he's a champ? So yeah, when you're predicting, it's hard to tell because they lose as a tag team but that they win as a trio. It's like, okay, I get it. The next day they win as a trio. So then we had Chaos, Goto, Yano, Yoshihashi, and Bolton Oleg defeated TMDK. I don't think that's right because I thought Bolton Oleg. I thought they made an announcement at the beginning of the show on 8/8 that Bolton Oleg was out for some reason. So I don't know. That I thought they said he was out of that he was injured or something. I'll have to check into that. Well, I'll let you guys know that. Sorry, I apologize again. This is bad. That's bad. Bad podcasting to not know what we're talking about. Let's see. Then we had House of Torture, Evil Show, and Takahashi defeated Sonata, Tai Chi, and Kanemaru of Just
Again,
Five Guys again. Again. And now then we had Zack Sabre Jr. retain his title again against Kojima.
I
Um,
said it before that I think Evil should be champion heading into Wrestle Kingdom to face Naito.
I would be here for that. Everyone would absolutely despise that, but I would love that.
But it's only for like what, 2 months?
Yeah.
We can all deal with Evil being champion for 2 months to have Naito get that big victory that we all really want.
I don't know. I think we're gonna get boycotted just for you saying that. Demonstrators and picketers. We hate Sammy. We hate Sammy.
I
Uh,
love Evil. I love Evil.
all right. Then we had Zach winning, defeating Kojima. Um, we had never open weight 6-man tag team championships. Okada, Ishii, and Tanahashi retained their titles against Tenzin, Tiger Mask, and Makabe. Just a smaller version of the match from the night before. Then
I
we
mean,
have,
just look at who's in the match. You knew who was going to go over.
no doubt, 100%. Then we had an elimination
Elimination 10-man
10
tag team match.
match. So we know it's a clusterfuck. Jeff Cobb eliminated Tetsuya Naito to give United Empire the win. So I will check that show out. And then the last thing we're going to do for today's episode of Seeing Stars is preview the remaining, or not the remaining, but shows for 914, Road to Destruction shows for 914, 916, 917, 918, 920, and 921. So these are just matches, they're not results. So we'll just
Mm,
put the
I mean,
banners
you
up.
you have a pretty good idea because we've already said most of these matches already.
We have. So on the 14th, We have
Kojima and Nakashima.
mhm,
We got Tenzin and Tiger Mask versus Taguchi and Yo. We got Master Wado, Oscar Lube, Shota Umino, and Yuji Nagata versus Strong Style with Despi, Suzuki, Narita, and
maybe,
maybe Oleg. Maybe.
maybe.
Great Bash Heel, Makabe and Hanma, which, as ALW said, not the biggest Hanma fan, versus Bebop Tag Team, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano, which I am here for. Give me that Bebop.
I'm here for that.
Uh, we got Chaos with Goto, Okada, and Ishii and Yoshihashi versus Bad Dude Tito, Mikey Nichols, Shane Haste, and Zack Saber Jr. Got Lij, Bushi, Takahashi, Takagi, Naito, and Yoda Tsuji versus United Empire of Callum Newman, Great Khan, Hinare, Jeff Cobb, and the best wrestler in the world, Will Ospreay. And to round it all up, we got House of Torture with the Evil Dick Show, this time featuring Yujiro Takahashi uh, versus just five guys, Doki, Sonata, Taichi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
I think
Bro, chill,
Kenny
chill,
Joe wants to read the
chill.
next. He wants to read the next night's matches. So those were the matches for 914. Obviously, as you see from the nights before and the results, it's a lot of just the same amalgamation of matches. The same ones always stand out to me. Chaos versus TMDK should be good. Lij versus United Empire will be good. House of Torture versus just five guys should be good. Again, I say it all the time. Even with these multi-man matches, New Japan doesn't really ever have bad matches. Even when they're not great, they're never bad. So all these
Hmm.
matches will be fun and good. Then moving on to the 16th, we've got a lot more of what seems to be the same. You want to read this one, or you want me to read this one?
You can read this one.
All right, we'll switch them. How's that? We'll alternate. So this is on the 16th of September. We've got Kojima versus Oscar Lube. Then we have the Great Bash Heel, Makabe and Honma versus Taguchi and Nakashima. Then we get Master Wado, Shota Umino, Yo, and Yuji Nagata versus Strong Style of El Desperado, Minoru Suzuki, and Ren Narita. And Tiger Mask. We get Hiroshi Tenzin and maybe Bolton Oleg versus Bebop Tag Team, which we already said we love. Then we get Chaos, Goto, Okada, Ishii, Yoshihashi versus TMDK. Then we have Lij, Bushi, Takahashi, Shingo, Naito, and Yoda Tsuji versus the United Empire with all the members, it looks like. Callum Newman, Great Khan, Hinare, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay. And then we have the Evil Dick Show again with Takahashi versus just five guys. This time we have Togo, Evil Show, and Takahashi versus Sonata, Doki, Taichi, and Kanemaru. So four of the five. So that is 916. Then for 917, the next night, we have Hiromu Takahashi versus Yodo Nakashima. And then we have maybe Bolton Oleg and Oscar Lube versus the Great Bash Heel, Togi Makabe and Honma. Then we have Taguchi, Kojima, and Tiger Mask versus Yano, Hiroshi, Tanahashi, and Yo of Chaos. And then we have another Chaos match, which is a go to Goto, Okada, Ishii, and Yoshihashi versus
He is the
TMDK.
go-to though.
And then we have Lij of Bushi, Shingo, Naito, Yoda Tsuji versus United Empire again, minus Will Ospreay. Then we have the six-man
So
tag
I
team
imagine they're
best
not winning that week.
because no Will Ospreay. That's right. Best of seven series match number 2. Did we miss number 1 on the other card? And we must have. Master Wado, Shota Umino, and Yuji Nagata versus Desperado, Minoru Suzuki, and Ren Narita in match number 2 of their best of 7 series for the 6-man tag match. Oh yeah, we did. I just didn't notice that it was number 1. We did talk about it though. And then we
Yeah.
have House of Torture, Evil Dick Show, and Takahashi versus Doki, Sonata, Tai Chi, and Kanemaru. Then the
But
next
it's
night on
Yujiro Takahashi, not Hiromu.
yes, Yujiro Takahashi. I so yeah, we had Hiromu's leading off the card against Yuto Nakashima. So then the next night, the 18th. Sammy, you want to take it?
Ryusuke Taguchi versus Yuto Nakashima. Satoshi Kojima and Yo versus Oscar Lube. Wait, there's another verse there. Togi Makabe
Yep. Togi
and
Makabe.
okay. Moving on, we got Master Wado, Shota Umino, and Yuji Nagata versus Strong Style with Despy, Narita, and Tiger Mask, which should be interesting.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think this should be. I think this is match number. Oh no, because it says Tiger Mask, so it's not the number 3 match in there. I apologize. Sorry, I thought this was the 3rd match in their best of 7 series for the 6-man tags, but it's got Tiger Mask, so and that's it's actually yeah.
yeah. We got Bolton and Hanma versus Bebop Tag Team, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano. We got Chaos with Goto, Okada, Ishii, and Yoshihashi, which is about the best lineup of Chaos you can get right there.
Yep.
Versus TMDK, Bad Dude Tito, Mikey Nichols, Shane Haste, and Zack Sabre Jr. We got LIJ with Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, Naito, and Yoda Tsuji versus United Empire of Callum Newman, Great Khan, Hinare, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay. And to round it up, we got House of Torture. We got
Again, House of Torture.
Dick Togo, Evil, Show, and Yujiro Takahashi versus just 5 guys of Doki, Sonata, Taichi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
Yep. Definitely having deja vu looking at these lineups. That brings us to then they give us a day off on the 19th, and we're back on the 20th of September, and these are the matches for the 20th of September. It looks like Togi Makabe versus Yoto Nakashima. Then we've got Kojima and Yo versus Tiger Mask and Honma. I believe that verse in there isn't supposed to be there. It's just supposed to be an and. So, Master Wado, Shota Umino, and Yuji Nagata versus Strong Style of El Desperado, Ren Narita, and Oscar Lube. Then maybe Bolton Oleg and Taguchi versus Bebop tag team, which we all know now from reading this 8 times is Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano. Then we have Chaos of Goto. Why don't you say Goto? Goto, because I'm reading it phonetically. Goto, Okada, Ishii, and Yoshihashi versus TMDK, Bad Dude Tito, Mike Nichols, Shane Hastings, Zack Sabre Jr. And we get again Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, Tetsuya Naito, and Yoda Tsuji versus the entire United Empire of Callum Newman, Great Khan, and R.A. Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay. And finally, rounding out that night again, we get the familiar match of the Evil Dick Show, House of Torture, Dick Togo, Evil Show, and Yujiro Takahashi versus just 5 guys of Doki, Sonata, Tai Chi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I'm starting to feel like we're just reading the same slide over and over again.
Yeah.
The changes are so subtle that if you don't listen, like you miss them because it does feel like you're reading the same exact matches over and over again.
It's very much like the territory days where,
Yes.
they would travel from state to state, but they just do the same match over and over again because it's a new crowd. It's not on
And yeah,
TV.
that
All
crowd
these people
hasn't
are
seen
seeing
it,
it the
right?
first time. Yeah,
Exactly, 100%. And then that brings us up to 921, which is the last night we're going to review today for um, Road to Destruction. I believe that brings us up to their pay per view that's in the middle of the Road to Destruction, I think, or something. So,
we
you
got
want to read this one or you want me to
Togi.
read it? Go ahead.
I was gonna read it because you
Yep,
read
go
the
ahead.
last one.
Yep.
We got Togi Makabe versus Yuto Nakashima. We got Satoshi Kojima and Yo versus Tiger Mask and Satoshi Kojima. Wait, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll just skip that one. I clearly botched that one's a mistake. A stupid whatchamacallit. Um
Uh,
Cage, what
I,
is it
it,
called?
it
Whatever
just
it is.
hit in my mind that wait, I said that name twice. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Now the website where I
How
cut
can
and
he face
pasted them
himself?
from, the website where they got cut and
That's
pasted
funny.
from was obviously incorrect, and I didn't catch it. So
Master Wado, Shota Umino, Yuji Nagata versus Strong Style of Despi, Narita, and Nakashima, which he's wrestling twice in the same night, I take it.
it appears so. Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
Oleg Bolton and Hanma versus Bebop, which y'all already know who it is. It's Bebop. Come on. Chaos with Goto, Okada, Ishii, and Yoshihashi versus TMDK with Bad Dude Tito, Mikey Nichols, Shane Haste, and Zack Sabre Jr. Next, we got LIJ with Hiromu, Bushi, Takagi, Naito, and Suji versus United Empire of Callum Newman, Great O'Khan, Inare, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay. And to round it up, House of Torture with the Evil Dick Show and Yujiro Takahashi versus just five guys of
Uh,
Doki, Sanada, Taichi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, which on this one, just five guys will probably win. So that way it doesn't look so bad when Evil beats them for the title.
uh, it felt like we just listened to a broken record over and over again for like 20 minutes. I swear, the same three matches and the same show for the like all 7 nights we just reviewed. So
We
with little
apologize to
slight
everybody watching, but since we did it, we won't have to do it again.
difference. All right. So you'll be seeing this on Tuesday 9/12, and then we will be back on Tuesday September 28th for the next Seeing Stars. There will be 2 weeks in between. That basically wraps up this episode. We're going to do a little house cleaning and put up the schedule so you can see everything that we do. I'll go through it real quick. For the time being, and who knows when, but for the time being, we'll have Enter the Square Circle on Mondays, hopefully at 11 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. The time may vary, but it should drop on. It will drop on Mondays for the foreseeable near future, not indefinitely. We'll let you know if we're missing any Mondays as we go along here. Then
I
on
mean, if we
Tuesdays,
can make it indefinitely, that would be nice.
I mean, we'll just have to see if we have enough stuff and how long it takes us to get it together and all that stuff. So, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I think the idea would be to keep the gaming stuff going. So, then on Tuesdays we do Seeing Stars, which drops twice a month at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, or that's Eastern Standard Time. 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. That's pre-recorded. Then on Tuesday nights, we're live for the cookout on YouTube, uh, X, and Twitter for the cookout, which is at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Then on Wednesdays, we drop the pre-recorded All for Naught, which is a review of Raw and NXT. That is at 11:30 p.m. Pacific or Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. On Thursdays, we have live Aftermath of Dynamite on YouTube, X or Twitter, and Twitch. That starts at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:15 Pacific Standard Time. That's where we talk about the week in AEW from the Rampage of the week before up through the Dynamite from the night before. Then on Friday nights, we have Friday Night Fights that starts with SmackDown and goes through Rampage. That's a live watch along where Anika and Sammy Joe and usually Dolores start with.
I can't hear you. I think your mic might have cut out. You were talking Friday Night Fights with me and Anika and Dolores. And then Sam will show up for Rampage. On Saturday is Under the Radar with ALW and CM. And Saturday night, we have Saturday Night is All Right, where we watch Collision, as well as pay-per-views if a pay-per-view is going on. And then Sundays, like we don't have a permanent schedule for Sunday, but if there's a pay-per-view on it, we'll be watching it. So come and join us for that. And that's the weekly roundup for us. We are Workhorse Wrestling Network. You just watch Seeing Stars. Tune in next time. Been great having y'all. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out wherever you can check us out. Gonna be a good collision, surely. And later tonight, from when you are watching this, we have the cookout. So make sure to join us for that. I'm sure it'll be a good one, whatever it is that we may be doing. Thank you. Love you. Peace, love, and rock and roll, my dudes.
I am back and we are out. Somewhere here, if I can find it. Peace.